Hello everyone, welcome to my channel SW Metro official channel.
Kody and Tony, sister wives, assert that Aspen is Kody's favorite child since she was prettied up. The sister wives universe was rocked when Kody and Tony recently revealed who Kody Brown's favorite child was. According to them, their father had his own reasons for always favoring Aspen over other children. Kody reportedly even claims that her sister was prettied up and made some startling admissions. That's not all, though. Kody and Tony aren't afraid to reveal their family, and they have a lot to say as usual. Is this accurate? What is the point of this? What makes this couple believe that Kody's favorite person was Aspen? The specifics of this tea are disturbing, so read on for more information. Sister Wives, Kody Brown is fixated on appearance. Viewers of Sister Wives are well aware of Kody Brown's fixation with appearance. He has a thing for appearances, whether they are his own or someone else's. This was even corroborated by Christine Woolley, who stated that her ex-husband used to compare the appearances of his wives. Even the type of hair each of them possessed captivated him. Christine went so far as to say that Kody liked makeup. He always wanted his women to be well-groomed. The celebrity said it was very important to him. However, Mary Brown attested to this and acknowledged that Kody was completely preoccupied with his wife's appearance, even taking her shopping. Sister Wives, was Aspen's beauty the reason Kody loved her more? One of Sister Wives' main plotlines has been favoritism, and viewers are aware of how that altered everything. The spouses and admirers were aware of it, and they even witnessed how Kody had children that seemed to be more adored than others. Kody and Tony eventually discussed the dynamics in the midst of all of this. According to the latter, he even overheard Kody candidly acknowledge that Aspen was his favorite child. Kody's preference for attractive objects and people, according to Tony. I will say that Kody does definitely and unmistakably have a very big preference for pretty things, he continued. The celebrity described how Kody was always drawn to attractive males and girls. He was certain that Aspen was his favorite child because of this. But Kody wasn't prepared to believe that Kody had stated it so directly. She clarified that although he might not have spoken it, the latter did act in a particular manner. Tony, however, was certain that he had heard the same thing. I don't want to hear that as the insecure second child, Kody continued. She remembered how Aspen was always Kody's favorite child, and he would pretend to talk to her. Tony quickly pointed out that Aspen was always prettied up, which was the cause for this preference. Even though Kody didn't want to hear it, she knew the truth in her heart. She had previously discussed Kody's penchant for attractiveness, so this wasn't the first time she had thought about it. What are your thoughts? Since the earliest seasons of Sister Wives, viewers have noticed Kody Brown's uneven behavior toward his children and wives. Fans often accused Kody of playing favorites, not just among his 4 wives, Christine, Janelle, Mary, and Robyn, but among his 18 children as well. These suspicions weren't just fan theories, even his wives and children began to hint at or openly discuss the imbalance. Janelle Brown once mentioned how different her children's experiences were from those of Robyn's kids. Christine spoke about how her children felt rejected and abandoned, especially during COVID-19 lockdowns. Meanwhile, Robyn's children were reportedly receiving full-time attention from Kody. The favoritism was always there, simmering beneath the surface, but Kody and Tony's recent comments brought it into full view. To suggest that Aspen was the favorite because she was prettied up adds a new and disturbing layer. It doesn't just suggest favoritism, it implies a superficial bias that may have affected how Kody treated his children based on their appearance. In a family of 18 children, could something as arbitrary as being prettier influence a father's bond with one child over another? Chapter 2, Who is Aspen Brown? Aspen Christine Brown, the eldest daughter of Christine and Kody Brown, has long been regarded as one of the most mature and responsible members of the family. Known for her sweet demeanor, organizational skills, and older sister energy, Aspen often stepped into a peacemaking role. She was also praised for her classic, wholesome beauty, often styled neatly, dressed modestly, and appearing poised and calm on camera. Aspen seemed like the ideal daughter, and for years, she flew under the radar. But was there more going on behind the scenes? Did her composed nature and traditionally pretty appearance give her a leg up in her father's eyes? According to Mykelti and Tony, yes, and this isn't just speculation. Tony specifically stated that he heard Kody say that Aspen was his favorite child. Whether in jest or seriousness, that kind of admission could have lifelong implications for the rest of the siblings. Chapter 3, Mykelti and Tony speak out. During a recent podcast appearance, YouTube stream, or fan Q&A, depending on how this information came out, Mykelti and Tony let fans in on a private family truth bomb. Tony confidently declared that Kody favored Aspen, and the reason was simple: she was always prettied up. Mykelti and I always noticed that Kody liked Aspen more. She was always dressed neatly, always done up, and Kody liked that, Tony said, echoing the long-standing theory that Kody puts immense value on appearances. Mykelti, visibly uncomfortable, added, as the insecure second child, I don't want to hear that. Her words, half joking, half serious, revealed the sting that favoritism leaves. Even years later, as grown women with families of their own, the emotional wounds remain fresh. For Mykelti to acknowledge her insecurity while discussing her father's preferential treatment of her sister is a powerful reminder that these dynamics have long-term consequences. Chapter 4, Kody's alleged obsession with looks. Kody Brown's obsession with appearances has been documented time and again, especially by Christine and Mary. In Sister Wives Season 17, Christine openly revealed that Kody cared deeply about how his wives looked. He would compare them to one another, often leaving them feeling insecure or underappreciated. Christine admitted that he preferred makeup, styled hair, and a put-together look. Mary also confirmed this sentiment, saying Kody once took her shopping for outfits he liked. This suggests he didn't just value physical beauty, he controlled it to some extent. It wasn't enough that his wives or daughters were attractive. He needed them to fit his personal standard of what pretty looked like. This level of control and vanity is concerning, especially when applied to one's children. If Kody placed so much value on Aspen's appearance, was it because it reflected well on him? Or was it because he simply preferred to be around people he considered visually pleasing? Tony thinks it's the latter. Chapter 5, The Emotional Toll of Sibling Favoritism. Sibling favoritism doesn't just harm the child who feels ignored, it affects the entire family dynamic. In the case of the Brown family, Mykelti's comment about being the insecure second child is deeply telling. Favoritism creates lifelong insecurities, resentment, and rifts between siblings. Aspen might not have even asked for the extra attention. She may have just been trying to stay out of the chaos. Yet, by being prettied up and naturally fitting Kody's aesthetic, she found herself unknowingly placed on a pedestal. That placement put a silent burden on her, and left Mykelti and other siblings in the shadows. Tony's candid remarks also suggest that Kody may have done little to hide his preferences, even if he didn't say them out loud. Actions speak louder than words, and kids can always tell when one sibling gets more smiles, more praise, more one-on-one time. For Tony to say he heard it confirms the emotional impact it had. Chapter 6, Kody's relationship with his other daughters. When looking at Kody's relationship with his other daughters, like Gwendolyn, Isabel, Savannah, and Aurora, a pattern becomes more obvious. Gwendolyn, for example, has been open about feeling neglected and unsupported by her father. Isabel cried when Kody didn't show up for her scoliosis surgery in New Jersey. Meanwhile, Savannah, Janelle's daughter, also faced emotional distance during the COVID period. In contrast, Robyn's daughters, Aurora and Brianna, were often shown receiving Kody's full attention. He attended school events, participated in family dinners, and even stayed mostly at Robyn's house during quarantine, which meant her kids got more dad time by default. This favoritism wasn't subtle. It was blatant, and it extended into the way Kody treated his daughters emotionally. While some daughters were battling medical issues and emotional struggles alone, others were getting the royal treatment. And if appearance had anything to do with it, the implications are more troubling than many fans realized. Chapter 7, Why Speak Out Now? Why would Mykelti and Tony share this information now? The answer could be layered. For one, with so many of the Brown children speaking out on podcasts, YouTube, and social media, there's a sense of reclaiming their own narratives. After years of being under their father's reality show shadow, they are finally speaking freely. Second, it's possible Mykelti is working through her own emotional journey. As a mother of 3 and an adult who's distanced herself from the polygamous lifestyle, she may be reflecting on her childhood with more clarity. Speaking the truth, even when painful, can be healing. Tony, known for his blunt honesty, likely felt no need to sugarcoat it. His outsider perspective offers a raw, often uncomfortable look into the Brown family's dysfunction. And fans appreciate it, because it's real. Chapter 8, What This Means for the Future of Sister Wives. The longer Sister Wives continues, the more the cracks in the family's foundation are exposed. As each child matures and gains their own voice, more of these stories will come out. And each one chips away at Kody's image, not just as a husband, but as a father. If favoritism based on looks is truly part of Kody's legacy, it raises serious ethical and emotional questions. What message did that send to his daughters? What did it teach his sons about how to value women? And how did it affect the self-esteem of those who didn't meet his beauty standards? This revelation from Mykelti and Tony is not just about Aspen. It's about a pattern of vanity and favoritism that stretches across generations. And unless it's confronted head-on, it may continue to fester in future relationships. Conclusion: when pretty comes at a price. The idea that Aspen was prettied up and therefore became Kody's favorite child is heartbreaking. Not because it reflects poorly on Aspen, but because it suggests that in a family of nearly 20 children, the value of one's worth may have been tied to superficial traits. Mykelti and Tony's comments open the door for an honest, necessary conversation about how favoritism, especially appearance-based favoritism, can damage a family's emotional landscape. It may also explain why so many of Kody's children are distancing themselves from him as adults. Whether or not Kody realizes the impact of his actions, one thing is clear: the emotional cost of being prettied up, or not being pretty enough, is something the Brown children are still processing. And now, the world is listening. Kody Brown once dreamed of a united, plural family living on a sprawling piece of land, Coyote Pass, in harmony. But fast forward to 2025, and that dream is ashes. Christine divorced him in 2021 and married David Woolley. Janelle officially severed ties in 2022. Mary followed suit shortly after. That left Robyn as the last wife standing, but not without consequences. Fans blamed her for the family's downfall, claiming Kody favored her and neglected the others. Kody's once proud image as a family man crumbled, and his public appearances now face more ridicule than respect. With 3 ex-wives out of the picture and several adult children estranged or vocal about his failures as a father, the once sprawling Brown family brand is shrinking fast. Add to that the recent sale of Coyote Pass, a huge blow to Kody's long-held vision, and it becomes clear, they're running out of options. Chapter 2, Financial Pressure Mounting. Let's talk dollars. One of the biggest motivators for a sudden relocation, especially overseas, is money troubles. Kody has been facing financial strain for years. With multiple households once dependent on his income, and Robyn's large custom home reportedly carrying a massive mortgage, fans suspect their financial picture is dire. A few red flags that hint at money issues. High Cameo prices. Kody and Robyn have turned to platforms like Cameo to supplement their income. While many celebrities use Cameo, desperate pricing spikes suggest urgency. Quick Coyote Pass sale. The Browns had sat on the land for years. Why the sudden rush to sell now, especially with a price tag that netted over $1.5 million? Mary and Janelle's cash out. With the sale complete, Robyn and Kody now likely have access to funds that were previously tied up. Could that liquidity be part of an escape plan? Decline in TLC revenue, ratings have dipped, and rumors about the show nearing its end threaten their primary income source. Without that, Kody and Robyn lose their lifeline. Chapter 3, Their public image is in freefall. It's no secret, Kody and Robyn are the least liked members of the current cast. Social media platforms, YouTube recaps, Reddit threads, and fan groups are flooded with criticisms of Robyn's manipulative behavior and Kody's hypocrisy. Fans accuse Robyn of isolating Kody, encouraging him to sever ties with the other wives, and weaponizing her emotional breakdowns to get her way. Meanwhile, Kody is slammed for emotionally abandoning his kids, especially